London, England, you can't shoot anybody anymore. Not that you could before, but at least you had better access to a gun, so now they're stabbing people. And the robbers, you know, they're creative people. They don't want to change professions, right? So they got to stick with what they do, and they just got to learn how to do it better. It's kind of like tax loopholes, you know, you always look for a different way. And they found a pretty interesting way over there. Mass men now are on scooters, and they're committing all kinds of crimes. They're bag snatching, cell phone robberies, store break-ins, and so on. There was 22,025 powered two-wheel vehicle crimes in London between June 2017 and May 2018. That's more than 60 a day. Now that's creativity. You got to give them kind of credit. Hey, but what do you do with those bad guys? I know, when they come by in the scooter, you shoot them. Or you shoot the scooter at least. You got to do something to defend yourself. That's a lot of bad action that's going on in England. In Canada, to qualify for gun use is a fun and serious thing, right? I mean, people have to do that, whether you're in the Army, the RCMP, any kind of police force, the Brinks people, blah, 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 and so on. And I was with an RCMP officer just the other day, and I was shocked to hear what he told me. Here it is. He said, hey, we only got to qualify once a year, and we only have to shoot 100 rounds of ammunition. If we ever shoot any more than 100 rounds, we have to pay for it out of our own pocket. And by the way, our guns are kind of my age, right? Pretty old, and I was astounded. I said, really? No wonder the criminals in Canada are safe. Even if you do shoot at them, you never hit them. It's outrageous in Canada what the prime mistake there is doing. You know, 4 pipelines were built under the previous government without spending 1 penny of taxpayers' money. And that's the responsible way to grow an economy, okay? And now you have the prime mistake and his liberal kind of group of nuts, and they're out there turning down pipeline after pipeline because they say, hey, we don't want to have any oil. It's bad for us. You know, it'll just make us, you know, rich and independent, and why would we want to do that when we still have people to steal from? Ugh, I digress. But then they finally came along and said, we're going to buy a pipeline. So now they're buying one, and they won't even tell the Canadian people how much it's going to cost. How do you buy something and not even have a budget? I mean, I remember the first house I built. I gave my wife no budget, and she went over it. That's kind of what the government is doing. Pretty strange guys. Corporate welfare in Canada is a huge thing. And Maxime Bernier, he ran for the leadership of the Conservative Party. He pushes on a lot of things, but the 2 headliners, I guess, would be corporate welfare and supply management. And he gets pushback all of the time from other political people, particularly the people in power. And it always amazes me. Just to address the corporate welfare thing, he says, hey, where the government lends money to businesses, as if that wasn't bad enough, the terms and conditions don't even exist, and often they don't have to repay it. There's no repayment conditions, and they don't tell you things. They don't even give you the name of the company. Hey, you're a taxpayer. We're going to lend your money to somebody else or even give it away, but we're not going to tell you who we gave it to, and we're not going to tell you if they ever pay it back. We're not going to tell you any kind of terms that go along with it. I think you kind of should have a right to know where your money goes. These people, they rule Canadians. These people being the left-wing wanks. Other governments before them, even with the handle conservative, they were the same. They rule Canadians. They're supposed to represent them. How dare they do stuff like that? How dare they? I mean, just to kind of show again how dumb they are. The First Nations children, Indian children, this particular article that I'm going to quote from calls them or refers to them as First Nations children. The federal government, this is the same guy that doesn't have a clue about any kind of budgeting or anything else or how to spend money. Why would I? It's somebody else's money anyway. Federal government spent $110,000 fighting in court this woman about braces, about a dental procedure that cost $8,000. They said, we're not going to pay for that. This is the same guys that say, we're not going to tell anybody what the chiefs make, what anybody makes on council. It should be a secret. Oh, you guys that we take the money from, you white folk, and give it to the Indians, it's not your business. This is the same group of idiots that are now saying, we're going to spend, and they have spent $110,000 to fight about the dental. And now they've all had a love fest, done the kissing, done the making up. The kids got our braces, and they're saying this will never happen again. We're going to give you more money. We're in an asylum in Canada, and the inmates are in charge. Y'all come back here tomorrow. We'll talk to you some more about the right. See ya.